After a long shift at fire station, Matt fell asleep behind the wheel and crashed into another vehicle with a pregnant mom, killing her and injuring her 19-month-old daughter. But her husband pleaded for his forgiveness and also asked to diminish his sentence. We have came across so many stories of forgiveness. We know about Mahatma Gandhi, we have known about Jesus Christ, and so many incredible and mythological stories as well. But is it hard to forgive someone? And if it's difficult, or if we meant to forgive someone, how to do it? Let's see how to forgive someone. Welcome to Sona Motivates. We motivate you to eat healthy, be happy, and live a motivated life. Now, before we move on, please subscribe to the channel and leave your comment. I recently came across the book The Last Best Cure by Donna Jackson. My quest to awaken the healing parts of my brain and get back my body, my joy, and my life. In this book, she have shared about her journey of how her holding a simple guilt of not helping her father when he was dying. She was very young, but still she felt that she was responsible for his death, and she held this guilt for whole her life, causing her with so many autoimmune diseases, and she had many ailments in her body because of this guilt. Of course, when she started holistically healing herself, the approach of holistic healing, it helped her a lot. But today we are going to see 3 steps and a technique how you can forgive yourself and people who have done you wrong. Now for that, first you have to understand that why do we need to forgive people? Why is it important? If you feel like, you know what, it doesn't matter if that person doesn't come in front of me, or if I don't face that situation, then it's not needed. I don't need to hear this. Then this video is not for you. But if you are the person who feel that there is something holding you back and you need to get it out, or you need to forgive someone, then please watch till the end, because I'm going to share a simple technique how you can work on your forgiveness, how you can forgive people or the person in your life. Now, let's know why do we need to forgive. Okay, first of all, for our own growth, for our own health, and for our own well-being. Now, regarding health, I just shared about the author Donna Jackson, who wrote the book The Last Best Cure. Please check that book. It is amazing book where she has given so many different approaches for healing, and there she has talked about how it affects us if we hold certain kind of memories or grudge or guilt in our body. Of course, she was just holding the guilt, but sometimes, you know, you feel a grudge or some kind of hatred thing against a person, and that time what happens is, when you see that person's even the name in the group chat, or you see that person in front of you in the room, or you see the picture of the person, there is some gut, there is a very tight feeling in your gut, or you have your nerve beeping, and you have some different body structure, you have some different body reaction to the name, even the name of the person. And that's when you know that you really dislike that person, but you want to get over that hurdle, because these small changes in your physiology, they actually cause a lot of damage in your body later in life. Of course, you have to believe that, and you have to be mindful about it. Now, it also affects your growth, because if you are holding a grudge or some ill feelings about a certain person, then your creative mind doesn't, it's not working to its full potential, and we need to release that negativity to get to our best creative self. Last but not least, the overall well-being, the overall interaction with people, our relations with people are affected because of this holding grudge feeling or unforgiveness nature. So that is the major reason and the first step, that you have to make sure that you forgive, but you understand the reason why we have to forgive. So it's very important to forgive. The second step would be that in this process, you have to first forgive yourself, because a lot of time it's the hardest thing, that we never do it. According to Sir Neil Donald Walsh, he said that forgiveness of self is all forgiveness starts. So you have to start forgiving with yourself, because sometimes we try, oh, why did I do this, why did I go there if I know that certain thing was going to happen, why did I create that situation, or how can this happen to me? And when these things start appearing, then that's the problem, because you are not forgiving yourself or not detaching yourself from the situation. And we have to start by forgiving ourselves. That's our first step. Now the next is understand it's not about you, it's about that person, because they always react from their understanding, their perception. So no matter if whoever comes in front of them at that moment, so if you were in the wrong situation, or you were bullied, or in the office situation, always try to take yourself out of the situation, and you will recognize that most of the time it's the person who is troubled soul, who has problems. Here there is a very beautiful quote by Mr. Vishen Lakhiani from Mind Valley, that hurt people hurt people. So a person who is hurt, he is never going to be happy, or he will never share the better options with you. He will always have that grudge or the anger against somebody, whoever appears. And unfortunately, you are the person who comes in front of him. So understand that it's not about you, it's about the person. Take yourself out of that situation, try to take yourself out, and then you will see the different perception, you will see the different perspective, and it will help you a little bit to forgive someone. Okay. And the last but not least is just try to create a little empathy for the person. I know it's very hard, because sometimes someone is downright mean, and it happens over and over again. Sometimes it's abusive spouse, or sometimes it's someone bullying you in school, or in some of the settings, and it becomes very hard to be empathetic to that person. And at that time, usually what I did or I do is I try to imagine the person who I can forget easily, like my kids. No matter what they do, even if I get angry at them, at the bottom of my heart, I always forgive them. So I try to imagine my kids there in that situation. And understand, at some point in life, you must have done something wrong, you must have hurt someone. So of course, even sometimes you will need that forgiveness, right? So when you see the different perspective of the same side, then you understand that you can create a little empathy for the person, even if it's a little hard at this moment. We have always known about this quote, and it's very cliche, but still I'll repeat it, because it's so true, and it has such a deep meaning. Just hear this, that holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. And it's of course by Buddha. Some or the other time you must have heard it, and it has become a cliche, but remember, it's so much true that if we try to hold on to these negative feelings, then you're just trying to harm yourself, like I said. So that being said, every religion, every spiritual path, or friends, family, everybody will always advise you that forgive and move on, or just let it go. But you don't know exactly how to let it go. And today I'm going to share this simple technique how you can let it go. For this, you have to remember that even though it might seem that you holding a grudge or not forgiving someone, it's external, it's not anything happening to you physically, but believe me, these things happen physically. It changes your physiology, it changes your psyche. So what we have to do is sit when you get your things done in the morning, just for 5 minutes. Sit after your prayers or meditation or whatever your daily ritual. Before leaving home, just sit for 5 minutes calmly. Just imagine that person in front of you, whoever has hurt you, or whoever you are being unforgiving about, and just imagine that person and just genuinely say, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Just say that to that person. And imagine that person saying the same thing, that person saying sorry to you, even if they have not done it to you. Just imagine that. And these vibes, these things take a long time. Believe me, it helps, because once you do that ritual over and over again every day, somehow these these positive flow of vibes, or you can say it's just that the empathetic feeling in you, it will just it will rise. It will help you imagine that person saying sorry. And this has happened with me, while I was working with G Foods. I'm still working on the products, and with my company, when I used to go for pitching the product, or I'm trying to help people understand what they should eat. Sometimes people are very mean. Sometimes they are downright mean, and they just try to hurt you in some way. Or while I was pitching the product, one of the time, a guy, he was in the store, and he just asked me to pitch the product, and there were a lot of people, and he said, okay, you have to talk right here, not in the office. And I tried to tell him about the passion, about our products, and he's like, after talking for almost 5 minutes, he just pointed to the door and he asked me to leave without the words. He just pointed at the door, and everybody else was giggling and smiling, and it did hurt me. It did hurt me a lot. And of course, being a human, it also angered me, and for a little while it felt so bad that the emotions in you are like, I would like to punch someone and something like that. But when I came in the car, after shedding a little bit of tears, I just realized, what, this is a troubled soul. This is a person who is really very sad at heart, because nobody behaves this way, right? Nobody will try to hurt someone in this way. So if he's doing that, clearly he is the hurt person, and he is going to hurt. He's not going to spread happiness or be nice and say, what, we are not interested in your product right now, or something like that. So that was the situation I faced with. So what I'll do is, whenever I used to remember that event, or of course every morning, whenever I used to sit for after meditation for the forgiveness ritual, I'll imagine him saying sorry. Now this just release the negative blocks, and it helped me so much to grow in myself, and just break the barriers of the negative energy, and it has helped me. So if you have liked this video and you think this simple ritual, this technique will help you forgive someone, please let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to Sona Motivates, share these videos, and please let me know what kind of videos would you like to watch, and stay tuned for next video. On every Wednesday we post a new video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.